Hi everyone, welcome to today's live stream. I Shivam, your host. Welcome you to today's daily live stream that we do with Strike. So before I begin, you all can note down the URL. All can go to web.strike.money to use any tools that I show here in this today's live session. So we'll begin having a look at today's session, what the action is, and since today is a weekly expiry, we'll also look at the options data and see how the market is behaving today. Just a second, I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. If not, you can comment in the comment box and you can ask any questions with regards to any tools. So we opened higher on both the indices. So let me directly take a Nifty chart. Right now it is showing in negative territory, but it opened gap up. If I go to hourly chart, you can see it opened quite a bit gap up, and from there on, it has been witnessing selling pressure since the morning. So that's been mainly because of the weekly expiry today. So 19400 level was having the highest photo high as of yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, the photo high is intact at 19400, but the market has faced a lot of call writing at 19500 and 19450, which is why it was unable to sustain at those levels. And we are back to very close to 19400 again. So it needs to be seen whether there's still 1 hour left, whether or not we are able to sustain above 450 or 500. But 400 seems to be a lower end support for this particular day. In terms of Bank Nifty, same is the story here. It has almost filled the gap that it had opened up with. So it would be interesting if it holds this gap and starts continue move upwards or not. In terms of options, open interest, the highest OI right now it's visible at 44,600 followed by 44,700. So both these levels crucial resistance to cross up on the upside, and 44,500 is now looking at a strong support as there is a huge put open interest at that level. So broadly 19,500, oh sorry, 44,500 should be the strong support for the today's particular session. If we try to look at the next, that is the monthly expiry, then you can see that there is almost equal Y at 44,500, but the highest call Y is at 45,000. So if you look at the next week open interest, then the crucial resistance is 45,000, and for Bank Nifty that would be 19,500. So these are the next resistances which will be watched based on the next expiry, that is the monthly expiry. For today, since just 1 hour is left, we may witness sideways kind of action in rest of the session. So let's continue with other things. I'll begin with the sentiment indicators. As we have been seeing, the FIs trying to reduce their short positions. So yeah, that was true even yesterday. They reduced their index future shorts by further 10,000 contracts, and number as of yesterday is negative 18,465 contracts. So what we have been anticipating that from minus 50 or 40,000 contracts, there should be some covering coming in. So that is what is happening. If we draw a line here, so we've been watching this line to hold and for them to start cutting onto their shorts and back above zero, or probably building more longs into this rally. So yeah, as of yesterday, the it seems to be reducing slowly. Now let's see how the data comes in today, whether or not there is further reduction in the shorts or not. In terms of the momentum swing, as of yesterday, it was pretty much flat. And same as average swing has picked up to 43. So for those who are new here, I would like to tell you that momentum swing is a reading, a sort of sentiment indicator that we calculate based on the whether the momentum is rising or falling in underlying FNO stocks. So we calculate a percentage based on how many stocks are showing rising momentum and how many are showing falling momentum. So that is a way to judge sentiment in terms of a broader context. So in terms, if I look at the breadth in terms of diffusion indicators, that how many stocks are above their respective moving averages, then first I'm looking at the 20-day average for Nifty 50. Then this number is slowly picking up, and as of now, 46% stocks of the Nifty index are above their 20-day average. Of course, this number can change based on the live prices, so that needs to be monitored. In terms of stocks with RMI buy, so this indicator has been continuously rising all the way from 20 levels, and right now it is at 60. So the number of stocks with the bullish momentum signals are increasing. So, but still, the index, if we look at only on the line chart, it looks pretty much flat. It opened a lot higher today, but wasn't able to sustain there. Let me look the same with the MACD buy as well. So yeah, this has slowly started to turn. If you look closely, then from this 23 to 24 kind of range, it's starting to pick up. So stocks are turning, is what is visible from these indicators. But if we are to compare Nifty versus the Nifty mid cap, then you would see that the mid cap is already making new highs all day, every day. But same is not the case with Nifty. So there has been a underperformance for large caps that is still continuing. So, but there is at the same time there is strong rotation. So one needs to be careful which stocks are performing and which are not. And daily I've been sharing the performance, and we have been looking at the heat maps and as well as the scanners. And even as you can see previous days streams, there are a lot of stocks popping up daily with new buy sell signals, and one has to look at each and every chart to get their uh, analysis done and choose their stocks. So going to today's performance, you can see largely flattish. I would say you can say half of the indices are trading very like less than a 0.5% down, and same on the upside. Very few, that is IT, Nifty, Next 50, and Nifty Reality are the only three indices that are up more than a point half percent. And in IT, Coforge and Emphasis have taken lead. So IT itself looks to be leading today, but that may not be true on all different time frames. So see, if I look on weekly, then IT is quite below, and sectors like mid cap, micro cap come at top. So there is being rotation between sectors. So one needs to be treating each sector or each chart on its own. Uh, There's one question coming in. Is it possible to tabulate and view the stocks being analyzed under diffusion indicators? We've mentioned the basket being used for the calculation. So you can see here, if Nifty 50 is selected, then the calculation is being done on all the Nifty 50 components. Same is the case with any other index that is selected. If we really show the whole list, then it doesn't give an optimized view in this particular screen. But for example, if you want to see uh, which Nifty 50 stocks are above the 20-day average, then that will be achieved in the scanner. So uh, we'll be adding the technical indicator scanners very shortly, and probably in the next build. In that, you can easily do that. Meanwhile, if you're looking at a larger average, that is 50 or 100 or a 200 day average, then you can do it from the heat map itself. So if I have selected percent away from 50 SMA, uh, and selected Nifty 50. So you can see all the stocks that are in red are below their 50-day average, and all in green are above their 50-day average. And the strength of that color means how much away they are from the particular average. And we've given this particular slabs or categories, you can see. So the dark greens here are more up from their 50-day average than the others in this list. I hope that answers your question. If not, just let me know. Yeah, so I was talking about the IT index. So let's have a look at the chart of IT index as well. Yeah. So the good thing about IT index has been that it is above all the daily averages continuously, and just broke for one day, the 10-day average, and been trying to continue of that. In terms of the profit setup, RMI is still in sell, but the Dow trend is changing from down to up in today's session. And on the hourly chart, the last buy signal it gave, I think, yeah, here, and then previously 2 days back, and that is being continued in continuation ever since. So IT index appears good, stronger than the others. So let's go to the Nifty and Bank Nifty as well to see if there's any change from yesterday. So we've been talking about this trend line that was looking to be getting crossed in yesterday's session. Let me draw it again. So I've been talking about this trend line as well as the 10-day average. So yesterday we closed very marginally above the both these levels, very marginally above the average as well as the trend line. So the good thing is that since both of these things are falling, which means the average is also decreasing day over day and the trend line is also falling below. So the level that comes around today is the low of today's session, that is around 19,404, is at the trend line, and the 10-day average is fallen back to 19,421. So for being able to sustain below, sorry, above both of these key things, the index needs to close above 19,421. So that now the key level has shifted to down to 420 instead of 450. So if we are able to sustain above that, we can still see continuation in the short term. If I try to go to the setup chart, I'll go to daily first. So we got resistance from the 20-day average, but as you can see, despite the negative pressure, the RMI is going into buy side on the daily chart, which is because the momentum is exhausted on the downside. So this, of course, this signals needs to get confirmed with a higher high, that is Dow trend, as well as a close above 20 DMA. But this itself is a very important observation as well. So let me, with that, I'll go to hourly to see if we are seeing anything else there. So yeah, you can see that in the morning itself, there was a bearish crossover on the RMI. Just a second. And the price has come back to its hourly averages and trying to hold off there. So if it's able to hold around this levels, and again RMI goes back below zero and turns positive, that would indicate that a continuation in the bullish trend, and hourly we will get a fresh hourly signal on the Nifty. On the Bank Nifty, I'm going to the chart first. So it closed significantly above the 10-day average. So there's no question about that. And even this trend line that was there was crossed decisively. So if I go to the 20-day average, so yeah, it opened with a gap up, and it's right now just around that, slightly below the 20-day average. So it took some resistance there, which may be largely because of the weekly expiry. If I go to the setup, we got a new buy signal in yesterday's session, and today, if it closes at this level at which it is right now, the Dow trend also stays in buy, which was the case yesterday. But moving averages still not getting crossed unless we close above 44,650 broadly. So closing above 44,650 would mean that it is crossing above both 20-day and 40-day average, which are the key levels on the upside. In terms of hourly, it opened gap up but then consolidated, and now the RMI as well as the Dow trend are hinting at some bearishness on the hourly chart. So one needs to watch this for a fresh signal. If there is a fresh confirmation, or the sell in, sell signal continues on the way down. But there is right now mismatch between the daily and the hourly chart. because daily we just got a fresh bullish signal, but on the hourly we are seeing a fresh sell signal. So this means there is some this may be a minor degree pullback that's going on, so one needs to wait. So that's pretty much it on the Nifty and Bank Nifty index. In terms of broader context, what's happening today is Nifty 50, around 30 stocks are down and 21 are up. And in the broader index as well, broadly half of the stocks are up, half are down. In terms of FNO, I would say, yeah. So in FNO, 98 stocks are in long build-up, 15 are in short covering. So yeah, more stocks are up, and in short build-up there are 65 stocks, while 7 are in long unwinding. So even in the FNO segment, the largely it is a muted day, but more action is there on the upside. And even if you see the broader market, you can see uh, again a lot of new 52-week highs, but only one 52-week low. That is Geo Finance. It is a new listing, so even that can be not be a valid one for now. And a lot of new 52-week highs in session as well. So with that, let's go to the scanners. Selecting indices as well as FNO basket and all the new signals today. Again, you can see story is same as yesterday, that only 4 or 5 names are popping up in the up to down, and a lot more names are popping up in down to up categories. So that would be interesting to see how this takes over. So let's try to see if we are seeing any common names between the two. So let me go to the Rohit scanner as well and try to filter both new sells as well as new buys. So no new sell signal in the FNO basket, at least on the Rohit scanner. In terms of the signals, I am not able to see if there are any same stocks giving both the signals, but there are a lot of new bullish signals on the index itself. So you can see I'm seeing some metal names, IT names, and few banking stocks as well. So one big name, ICICI Bank, is also here. So it is RMI is giving a fresh bullish crossover on this one. These are just note, these are just signals based on the indicators that we are using, not any investment advice. So many new names popping up in the new buy filter. You need to open these charts and refer to them and do your own analysis based on which time frame you trade on, and accordingly you can choose your stocks. So the good thing is that very shortly we will be having here new scanners that would make it a lot more availability of choice to you. That would be candlestick scanners and technical indicator scanners as well as seasonality scanners. So a very uh, I would say you won't have seen anything like that before what we are bringing here. So just wait, be patient, and we'll be adding all those things very shortly. So let me know if there are any other questions, or you want me any particular chart to look into based on the signals that we are seeing today, because there are a lot of new signals. I possibly cannot open all the charts at one go. I'll wait for a minute or two for questions to pop up. Okay. Seems like there are no more questions. So we'll be ending today's session. I'll see you guys tomorrow again and same time. Thank you. Okay, there is one question. Best sequence to go through a video. But if by that if you mean the training videos, then I would say you go through all of them one by one. No specific order, I would say. Each video we will be designing based on like in itself. So each video you can refer to on its own. Is VIX proportional to index? So inversely, yeah, broadly yes. So it is calculated on the IV of the index option. So if it's if the index is moving rapidly, then the volatility is increasing and the VIX rises. But there are very few instances of VIX rising if the market is going up too fast, right? Mostly it is when the market is falling, because we know that falling markets are way faster than rising markets. So yeah, broadly it is inversely proportional. Does that answer your question? Okay. Sounds good. So we'll wrap up for today, and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.